Breaking news, Saints fans, your quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has been named, and his name is Spencer Rattler. We're going to get into a Week 6 preview. We're going to dive into a lot of trade rumors and a lot of stuff in today's show. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trey Girouard. So excited to have you guys joining us here on the program. The Saints need a dub, and I need to see Spencer Rattler throw for like 200,000 yards, 700 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, like 100% completion percentage. That's what I want to see from the Rattlesnake this week. If you're with me, give me a W in the chat. We got Jerry G, Brandon Thomas, Daniel, Jagger, Lockdown Lattimore, Ty Man, the Buckeye, Dustin Douglas, J.R., Rocky Lopez, SP, J, Lockdown, Alex Cortez, Brian, Lockdown, all typing those W's. Keep them coming in the chat. Keep them going in the chat. I need you guys getting loud because we're celebrating here, man. The New Orleans Saints season, I don't want to be dramatic, but it might be back on. We might be back, ladies and gentlemen. We might be back, unfortunately, for the rest of the league because Spencer Rattler is your QB1. Keep shouting out, or keep typing those W's, and I'm going to keep giving you guys some shout-outs. 1 second. There we go. Keep typing those S's. Keep getting, or W's, I should say. Lil Weezy, 99 Dog, Blazes, Kyle, Sandra, Alex, Landon, Dylan, all type in W. I want to eat one of these. All right. Queen Courtney, $10 super chat. Got me feeling nicey. I won't make the stream. Got held up at work. These storms are keeping me busy in the studio. Who dat? Catch y'all Sunday. Start Spencer Rattler. Hey, Queen Courtney, you've spoken into existence. Dennis Allen confirming that Spencer Rattler will be the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints this season. I encourage you to subscribe. I encourage you to lock us in. I mean, this is great news, guys. This is really, really good news. Spencer Rattler, QB1. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Worth noting here, Spencer Rattler or Derek Carr will be the starting quarterback when he's healthy. That's just coming from Dennis Allen. But for right now, he is the starting quarterback. So interesting update around there. Will Harris could land on the IR later this week. So we'll see what happens around that. Transparency's sake, I am going to be in Nashville this weekend. I fly out early tomorrow morning. So I'm going to a bachelor trip for one of my best friends. If there's any updates, I'll try and make it short. I'll try and get going. Guys might get some pretty interesting content. I might be stumbling around Broadway in Nashville. So should be a good time. But real quick, you know it's a great time? It's Game Time. Game Time is my favorite ticketing app, and it is the best ticketing app. And if you're like me, where you like going to concerts, comedy shows, and other live events, you have to download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS so you can get $20 off your first purchase. Game Time has a brand new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, but once again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. That's code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Reminder, terms do apply with that, but download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. All right, we're going to get into quite a few trade rumors as well. We're going to talk about edge rushers, going to talk about wide receivers, a lot of fun stuff because I wanted to give you guys some content that could, be realistic and be good while I was out of town. I'm not going to be in front of my in front of my laptop all day. I'm not going to just be ready to film a video at the drop of a hat this weekend. Like I said, I'm going to be in Nashville. Yes, I see the super chat. Lockdown Lattimore. We're getting it pulled up. Our software has to get it in the chat. So Lockdown, I appreciate you spamming. But yes, we see the super chat. Appreciate you, Alex. We even acknowledged it. We liked it. So shout out to him for sending that super chat. We'll get it on screen. Lockdown Lattimore saying, my bad, dog. Trust me, when there's super chats, we don't miss them. Like, you shout them out, show some love, but we're not gonna miss super chats. I can tell you that because those are very, very appreciated. Those are what helps keep the lights on here. Yes, Spencer Rattler can confirm is starting. What's my stat predictions? From Alex Cortez. My stat prediction. I hadn't even thought about that, dude. The news happened. We went live. I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't even know how many times they're going to have him throw the ball. For simplicity's sake, we'll say 18 to 25, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I think that's what we get. But who knows? But yes, Spencer Rattler is the starting quarterback this week. That is 100% confirmed. He will not be in Ian Book because Ian Book, quite frankly, sucked. Yes, that is happening. So, all right, let's get into it. Shout out your city for me. I got to scratch my head. Shout out your city. Let me know where you tuned in from. We are here in Dallas, Texas, behind enemy lines, where we put up 44 points, and the Cowboys have never won a meaningful football game in my almost 26 years of life. We got Tucson, Arizona checking in from Andre. San Antonio from Road King. The San Antone. You ever listen to any Texas Tornadoes? Road King, Texas Tornadoes. They have the San Antonio National Anthem. It's a pretty great song. You should go check it out. Jackson, Mississippi. Maddie Holland driving to Birmingham, Alabama, where her Crimson Tide just lost to the Vanderbilt. I don't even know what their mascot is. Commodores or something? Yeah, they're so bad that people don't even know their mascot. They lost to the Communists. That's what's happened. The Commies. Sorry about it, Maddie. Don't be upset with me. Be upset with Nick Saban for retiring. Arkansas from Zach. Atlanta from Mark. Orlando from Lockdown Lattimore. Columbia, South Carolina from Derek. North Carolina from Damon Hill. Lafayette, Louisiana from Mir Common. If you guys are being impacted by the hurricane that just hit the Gulf Coast region, the hurricane that's currently hitting the Gulf Coast region, the Florida area, thoughts and prayers out to you guys. I really hope you guys are doing okay. Hope everything is all right. I don't want to turn this into a super negative, down in your dumps kind of show, but wanted to just show some love and send some thoughts, prayers, positive vibes, all that kind of stuff to the to everyone impacted by the hurricanes going on right now. Tex, I just put the injury report screenshot in photos. It's in a full screen. Perfect. Yeah, the full screen one. That one. Yep, that's it. Coolio. So, let me know where you're tuned in from. Shout out your city for me. We got, hold on, let me move this down here so I can keep it. All righty. We got Arkansas beat Tennessee. Waffle Deed says, did you see Arkansas beat Tennessee? I'm an Arkansas graduate. Of course I saw that Arkansas beat Tennessee. I am so locked in on Arkansas sports, I can assure you this. There's Arkansas football happening. I am watching it. I can guarantee you I watched every second of every play of every game or of every minute of that game. Tennessee Volunteers, hold this L. Hold this L. For the record, if you root for a team that wears orange and white, recommend do not come playing in Fayetteville, Arkansas at nighttime. You will lose. You will lose. It's a fact. Ask Texas fans. Ask Tennessee fans. Doesn't go well for them. If you're ready to talk some New Orleans Saints football, I need you to like this video. We got to discuss Spencer Rattler. We got to discuss keys to victory. We got to discuss a whole lot of shit on today's video. The Saints are starting Spencer Rattler. That is confirmed news. We broke it down the second we went live. We've been talking about it for the past 10 minutes, and it's time to get into the show. Like I said, I'm going out of town. I'm going to Nashville for a bachelor party. I will be flying back Saturday afternoon, so we will be live Sunday. Doesn't change anything there, but there's injury updates. If there's news and stuff, I may not get straight to the information. Just I'm out of town. I'm on a bachelor trip. I'm not going to be in front of my laptop. I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys can appreciate, my time off as well. I'm here to give you guys coverage, but I hope you guys can appreciate my PTO and, my personal life as well. So LSU or Arkansas, dude. Hogs by 90. LSU sucks. Garrett Nussmeier's a bum. He stinks. And I only said that to rile up all the LSU fans in the chat because they're going to be really upset about that. They're going to be really upset. When the Hogs win by 25 against LSU, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I'm just a fan. I'm not a player. Don't be mad at me. And if you're going to be mad at me, all I do is talk shit. That's my specialty. That's my thing. That's what I do. So if you're upset about it, take it up with your mom or something. I don't know. A comment, L3. So are we playing Rattler? Yes, we are playing Rattler. We are playing Spencer Rattler. Lockdown Lattimore's asking questions about things that don't matter. Lockdown Lattimore, you sound like a Cowboys fan. Oh, what's the past record? Look what happened all these years of success against the Hogs. Okay. You sound like a Cowboys fan, man. You sound like a Cowboys fan. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Be better. Be better. Come on, I expect more from Saints fans. I saw somebody ask about Kendre Miller in terms of his injury update. Kendre Miller, he was designated to return today. He was a full participant, so he is officially returned to practice. I think he should be good to go this week. So there is that. There is that. All righty. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about the New Orleans Saints. We're going to talk about how we can win. Is Taysom Hill playing? TBD. Injury report just dropped, so TBD. He did not participate, and he was not present at practice today. So outlook, not so good. But if he can play, he's going to play. All righty. Donovan, what's the news on Davante Adams? Well, you better stick around for about 20 minutes because I'll tell you in a little bit. Actually, it's the last segment, so you probably should stick around for about 30 or 40 because I'll tell you whenever we get to it. I'm talking about it, but we'll get to it soon. Just not right this second. All righty. Let's get this thing started. The Saints need a win. We got to go through keys to victory and stuff. This one's game time, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's dive into it. Let's break it down. Saints fans. Spencer Rattler starting. The New Orleans Saints need to get back on track, Who Dat Nation, and so I need your help. Let's get a bunch of W's in the chat so we can eat, we can eat some of those against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brand new quarterback this week. We're going to be talking about it. Keys to victory, all the information you need to know, the injury report. We filmed this as a part of our weekly live show on Wednesday, so shout out to Donovan, Jaden, Josh, Carolyn, and all the rest of the real ones in the live chat right now. But coming up, how the Saints can get back on track. Started off red hot those first 2 weeks, and then it wildly stalled out. So how can we get back to that first 2 weeks? I'm going to tell you, and we're going to get you ready for week 6. So this is incorrect. NFL Week 5 Monday Night Football. That is not the matchup this week. It's NFL Week 6. I apologize about the typo. I'm just a man, for God's sake. I don't get a ton of help, so mistakes happen. It's also not Monday Night Football, Producer Tex. I appreciate you fixing that and fixing my mistakes. Always taking care of me. Producer Tex, show him some love. Like the video and type Tex because he took care of my mistakes. But here is the matchup. The Buccaneers are the 2.5-point favorites. The over-under set at 42.0. But let's go through week 5. Let's rehash it. And then we'll do it for the Buccaneers as well because both teams coming off of losses. Both teams also playing in prime time. The Saints are going to be on a very, very, very short week. The Buccaneers are going to be on a very, very long week. So, awesome. The New Orleans Saints, they did go down to Kansas City on Monday Night Football. We had an absolutely electric watch party. Over 280,000 people tuned in. It was unbelievable. So if you want to be part of the fun, we're going to be going live for this game. Encourage you to subscribe. The offense for the New Orleans Saints just literally could not get the ball going. One of my keys to victory for the Saints was you got to get your offense moving and on the ground with the run game, but you also have to stop Tampa Bay's offense with Bucky Irving and Rachaad White. Or not, that's Tampa Bay. I'm thinking of Kansas City. Kansas City's offense. I'm getting ahead of myself. Point being, they didn't do it. They did not listen to me. The defense was not good against the run. They let Juju Smith-Schuster look absolutely great. It was really frustrating. And Derek Carr, he has an oblique injury, so Spencer Rattler will be your starting quarterback. Dennis Allen confirming that as a part of his press conference today after practice on Wednesday, October 9th. So that is the update. Spencer Rattler will be the QB. It's not Jake Haener. It's not anybody else. It is Spencer Rattler, your rookie quarterback, the 5th-round selection. If you love it, awesome. If you hate it, I'm sorry. He's your QB this week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, last week, they did fall to the Falcons on an absolute shootout. We were also Fun Fact Live for this game. Thursday Night Football, I hate to give them credit. It was a great game. It was a lot of fun to watch. Very high scoring. The Bucs defense, I will say this, not great. So in terms of the Saints offense getting back on track, this is a good week to do it. Kirk Cousins last week threw for over 500 yards, so maybe Spencer Rattler, could get things moving through the air. I think it's a good week or a good matchup for his first game and his first start in the league. Baker Mayfield, I'm the first one to sit here and say this. He plays for a team I don't really like all that much, but he's a player I really admire, and he's a good quarterback no matter what way you want to draw it up, and no matter what explanation you want to give. He's a good quarterback. He's a football guy through and through, and the Buccaneers offense has been pretty solid. And you can take a look at that with how the Buccaneers stack up. They have a top 10 scoring offense. And number 19 overall, yards per game, that's not all that great. They're average in yards per play. The red zone percentage is average, but they're good on third down. However, their defense, they struggle on third down. They are average, a little bit above in the red zone. And then on top of that, they give up a lot of points. They give up a lot of yards. So this is a good opportunity for Spencer Rattler to build some confidence. Now, the New Orleans Saints, in terms of lining up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were a top-performing offense going into Week 5, and now it's not as good. They were the number 1 in points per game. Now they're number 4. They're now number 17 in yards per game. They're 16th ranked in yards per play. They're still really, really good on third down. That is a fact. It feels like every single time the Saints make a play, it is on third down. In their red zone percentage, both sides of the ball, they're really, really good. They force a lot of turnovers. The Saints defense, they give up a lot of yards, but they bend, but they do not break. So that's something that is, in my opinion, things that they could work on. But in the red zone, just stay hot, stay strong, and do not give up those touchdowns. Let's go into the injury report. This is the Wednesday injury report, so obviously things will change in the coming days leading up to game day. The most notable injuries that I want to go through, Kendre Miller, he's at the bottom of the Saints portion. He was designated to return with that hamstring injury. He was placed on IR earlier during roster cutdowns. He suffered the injury on the first day of training camp, so good to see him back. He can add some pop, add some depth, and add some talent to the Saints offense. Taysom Hill did not participate, nor did Cesar Ruiz or Peyton Turner, Alvin Kamara, or Derek Carr. Obviously, with Derek Carr, he is not playing this week. It's going to be Rattler, like we've said. Pete Werner, Will Harris, look for him to be placed on IR pretty soon. And Rashid Shaheed all did not participate. Willie Gay was a limited participant with that hand injury that he suffered against the Falcons. So that's good news to get him back. I think the Saints really could have used him when it came to playing against the Chiefs offense. Now, the Buccaneers side of things, Graham Barton and Christian Eisen are two players who did not participate, nor did Trey Palmer, the wide receiver. But limited participants included Cameron Johnson, Jalen McMillan, Rashad White, Jordan Whitehead, and Antoine Winfield Jr., who's one of the best safeties in the league when he's healthy. Now, I got to ask you this question. We went through the recaps. We went through how they stack up in the injury report. Who you got? Type S, Type B. Share your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear what you have to say. This will be the pinned comment, so if you get hit with the ad break or if something happens here and you just want to go and scroll down, this is the pinned comment. I need you to share your thoughts. I need you to weigh in, and I need you to get loud and proud. So coming up in the rest of the video, we're going to be discussing my keys to victory for the New Orleans Saints because, how are they going to win this game? No QB1, a lot of other injuries. Got to find a way. I'm going to tell you how they can do that. Really quick reminder, though. I mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. We are going to be live for our Saints vs. Buccaneers watch party 1 hour before kickoff, 11 a.m. Central Time. So be sure to subscribe and join us for a watch party. It's going to be a lot of fun. Audience interaction, play-by-play. We're going to be giving away some cool stuff, so I encourage you to hang out, come check in, and stop by and join the watch party. It's going to be a good time. I promise you this. All righty. Now it's time to get into the keys to victory. The first key to victory for me, it's something very, very important. It was on last week's keys to victory. It is going to be on this week's keys to victory. And it's going to be on every keys to victory until they frickin' fix it. You got to stop the damn run. The New Orleans Saints are piss poor when it comes to stopping the run. In the first 2 weeks, they were really good. They were phenomenal. And when it comes to the defensive rankings and how they shake out compared to the league, the high praise, I guess you could say, or the quality numbers for New Orleans, that's because those first 2 weeks were electric. Look at the last 3 weeks. Almost 7 yards per carry against the Eagles, 6 yards per carry against the Falcons. Only 3.6 yards per carry against the Chiefs, but Kareem Hunt scored a touchdown. Xavier Worthy scored a touchdown. We are not good against the run. That is just a fact. It's unfortunate. It's something I thought would finally get fixed, but they are not They haven't fixed it. And when it comes to the Buccaneers' top rushers, they do have two good running backs, in my opinion. But Baker Mayfield, ironically enough, he's also one of the top rushers for Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving, a rookie out of Oregon, he's been really, really good so far. He runs hard. When I watched again the game for Tampa Bay versus Atlanta, Bucky Irving is the boom. He brings the boom every single time he carries the football. He is talented. He runs with a lot of grit, and he makes me nervous because the Saints have tackling issues, and they are also bad when it comes to defending those kind of players. Rashad White, a little bit less production, but that being said, you also got to pay attention to Baker because, like I said, he can burn you with his legs. He can take advantage of a broken play, and he can make you pay, and that's something that the Saints cannot afford to do. Bucky Irving averaging over 5.5 yards per carry. Rashad White almost 4 yards per carry. And Baker Mayfield averaging just about 6 every time he carries the football. Now, really quick, I got more keys to victory. I got more things I want to discuss, but I got to tell you about today's presenting sponsor, and it is my favorite ticketing app, Game Time. Game Time is the best ticketing app because it's so user-friendly, and they have the best seats, lowest price, guaranteed. And the price is actually, fun fact, this is going to sound crazy, they actually drop as the event gets closer. I know. That's wild. In this economy, for sure. But we can hook you guys up with $20 off your first purchase when you use our code CHATSPORTS. And you can use those savings to get yourself some concessions, maybe get yourself some gear, some merchandise at an LSU game, maybe a concert in New Orleans. Maybe you're traveling sometime soon and you want to get yourself a fun night out. Or, hey, the holidays are also right around the corner. Great way to get somebody a gift is by getting a ticket to create a memory, and Game Time can help you out. Game Time has a brand new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, but once again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. That's code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. What time is it? Game time. All righty. So, yeah, we got to give the ball to Chris Olave. You remember when the Saints traded up to go and get him in the first round? That was cool. I liked it. I like him a lot. He's a good player. So we changed this key to victory from give him more opportunities to just, excuse my French, fucking give him some opportunities. Good God. I put this picture up last week. We're going to do it again. I got a fever. The only cure is some water and Chris Olave. I mean, the fact that number 12 against the best team in the league, you could say, and against the defending two-time Super Bowl champions, it's prime time. It's in their stadium. What in the hell are we doing only targeting Chris Olave one time up until the halfway point in the third quarter? What a joke. Stop forcing the ball to Rashid Shaheed. He's a fine player. Stop forcing it to him. If you got to force the ball somewhere, throw it to your tight end. Throw it to your wide receiver one. He's really good. When he gets the opportunity, he makes freaking plays. So give him opportunity. Again, this isn't give him some. This is just give him an opportunity. Give him something. Let him try to make a freaking play. Because when you disregard and ignore number 12 and you just pretend like he isn't on your roster, one, that's how you get him to request a trade. And two, that's how you lose ball games. I got fired up. I want to see Chris Olave get the ball more. I also want to see the Saints defense actually turn pressures into sacks. John Gruden in his football school, he did a video. I hate pressures. Put him on the ground. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, if you sack Baker Mayfield, that'll get me feeling nicey. Oh, I mean, let's talk about it. Baker Mayfield, he's actually pretty good when you bring pressure to him. So that's my point is he's going to be good under pressure. He will make you pay. But you have to turn those sacks or pressures into production. You have to turn pressures into sacks. You have to wrap up the quarterback and bring him to the ground. You can't hit him. You can't try and push him. You got to wrap him up and make the frickin' play. And to be honest, if any of these guys could just step up a little bit more other than the names Brian Brzee and Alontae Taylor, if literally either of these three guys, Carl Granderson, Chase Young, Peyton Turner, I mean, I'll also throw in Cameron Jordan, for God's sake. If any of these guys can make some plays, then the Saints defense will be better. You just can't rely on a defensive tackle and a cornerback being your top two in sack production. That's not going to work. That's not going to get the job done, in my opinion. And when it comes to getting these players more production, I don't know if it's a scheme change. I don't know if it's the players are just not playing well. I don't know. But they have to find a way to be more successful, especially considering you're going up against a divisional opponent. And if you start off, 1-2 in the division, pretty unfortunate start to the season. That's not what you want to see. So, for the love of God, please get some sacks. Like, that's all I'm asking. Just wrap them up and take them to the ground. Now, last key to victory. So, fun fact, when I was scripting this video, this information was not put out there. But when it comes to starting Spencer Rattler, I mentioned it earlier, Derek Carr, he's dealing with an oblique injury. He is considered week to week. So Spencer Rattler, I said it was a key to victory. Boom. They already took advantage, and they already turned that key. Spencer Rattler is your starting quarterback. So why is he the starting quarterback? Like I mentioned, the oblique injury to Derek Carr, it's a week-to-week issue. The season is still early, so they got to find a way to stay competitive. And I'm just going to kind of go through some notes that I've seen on social media in regards to Spencer Rattler and whatnot. So Derek Carr will be the starting quarterback when he's healthy once again. That is something to note. That is what Dennis Allen said during his press conference today. But also with Spencer Rattler, he's a player who's been impressive with the scout team. He was really good in the preseason. And on top of that, he is a player that I think the Saints front office and the Saints team trusts to run the offense. Like, nothing against Jake Haener. He just wasn't really inspiring. Like, when he came into the game against the Kansas City Chiefs, I gave him credit yesterday. I'm not going to spend 2 minutes trying to give him a bunch of, here's all the factors. Factors were you play in a really bad situation, down by 10 against the Chiefs in Arrowhead on Monday Night Football. Terrible hand dealt with a beat up, injured team. That bad hand dealt, no doubt. But he was uninspiring. He looked like a deer in the headlights. He looked lost. Spencer Rattler, when he has been on the field, has not looked like that. He has looked confident. He's looked poised. He's commanded the offense. He's taken control. And that's what I like the most about Spencer Rattler. And there's a lot of things why I think he can be great. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that he has been able to just sit and learn and develop. He hasn't had to be doing all this prep of being the QB2. He's been able to just sit, study. He's been the scout team guy. He's been the emergency third quarterback. He is a player who I think can truly win football games for this franchise. He is accurate with the ball at all levels. He has incredible arm talent. He is very aware when it comes to navigating and moving around the pocket. And he's one tough SOB. So when it comes to Spencer Rattler, I trust him with the out-of-structure playmaking. I trust him to chuck the deep ball down there. I trust him to hit Rashid Shaheed on those deep seams. I trust Spencer Rattler to run this offense and manage it more than I do Jake Haener. Doesn't mean I hate Jake Haener. It just means I think Spencer Rattler gives my team the best opportunity to win. That's what I care about most of the end of the day. It's not who's throwing the ball. It's not who's calling the plays. It's who and how many, or it's not who. It's how many wins is my team getting. Are we winning football games? If you're winning, I promise you one thing. Nobody is nearly as upset with who's running the show. I'm just going to say that. All righty, so call the shots for me. I gave you a handful of keys to victory. It's your turn to give me one. What's your keys to victory? What do you think the Saints got to do? Win in the trenches, force some turnovers, pass the ball around a little bit more, get the tight ends involved. What is it? I want to hear what you guys think. What is your key to victory starting Jake Haener? If it is, get in the comments and explain why. I'm truly curious as to what you guys think here. So final thoughts just before we hop on out of here. The New Orleans Saints, they have no choice, but they have to get back on track. In my opinion, the home game against a divisional opponent is a must-win every single week, or every single year, I should say. When you go to their stadium, it's a little harder to win. It's a rivalry game. There's bad blood. There's hostility. But you got to give the Saints the Saints fans something to cheer for. Going out and having a terrible game like we did against the Chiefs, a terrible game like we did against the Falcons, a terrible game like the Eagles, it's just not going to do it. We got to give the fan base something to cheer for. You got to give the fan base something to be passionate about. And quite honestly, it's still too early in the season to just be like, yeah, we gave up, we're done. No. No, you can still win the division. You can still win a lot of football games. So go do it. No excuses. It's time to make it happen. The injuries are not good. Unfortunate timing, 100 definitely. There's no doubt. But good teams find a way to win. So go prove that you're a good team. All righty. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for that first segment. We're going to be diving into some trade targets here in a minute. So let me know. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys have a good time? Did you guys enjoy that preview? Did you guys enjoy that preview? I sure as hell did. I had fun talking about it because I got to talk about Spencer Rattler next. Got to talk about Spencer Rattler. I also managed to find a way to slide in a sip of water real quick. I don't know how I managed to do that. All righty. If anyone has any hot takes about anything, please let me know. Get in the comment section. It's a home game. Yes, it is, Waffle D. There we go. All righty. Saints fans, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with all of this, all these trade rumors. Now it's time to talk about it. Now it's time to get into it. Wait, what'd you say? Did we get more? Oh, no, we only got those two. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. You're good. All righty. We're going to get into some trade rumors. What position do you think it is? What position? Did I ever get in trouble for Monday Night Football? No, I did not. All righty. I don't even remember what I got in trouble for, but I remember specifically being like, I'm about to get in trouble, so I can't remember what it was. But anyway, let's get into it. Segment 2, trade targets. Texer, whenever you are ready, my friend, let's pop out and show them. So this is how the Saints' defensive line currently shakes out. Chase Young, no mystery. He's been underwhelming. Carl Granderson has had some good moments. It's got to be better, though. Cam Jordan, I love that guy. Number 94 is one of my favorite players of all time. Father Time is really starting to have his way with Cam Jordan's production. Peyton Turner, it be like that. I'm tired of talking about it, man. My point being, the Saints need an upgrade, and good God, they have to get better at getting sacks. They've only logged 14 on the season. It's tied for 11th, which, sure, top half of the league. But this is a defensive-led team. This is a team that's led by a defensive head coach. The defense should be the bread and butter. If you ask me, 14 sacks, it's kind of disgraceful. When your leading two sack artists are a cornerback and defensive tackle Brian Brzee, shout out Brzee for sure, but come on. You have Chase Young and Carl Granderson, Cam Jordan. Like, nobody can go get sacks. Really? That's what we're doing here? We only have a 7.04 sack percent. It's not good. 35% pass rush win rate. That ranks 25th in the league. Yeah, say that 10 times fast. It's not good. The Saints defense, it has been porous. It's been lackluster. The pass rush has been non-existent. So in today's video, we're going to discuss some edge rushers that the New Orleans Saints could possibly go and trade for that could help them get more sacks. We're not talking defensive tackles. We're not talking linebackers. We're not talking anything else other than edge rushers. Some of these players actually could be kind of likely. Some of these players, probably not, but hey, might as well kick the tires and give them a call. But really quick, got to tell you guys about our awesome production we've done this season. Almost 6,000 new subscribers since we kicked off the 2024 NFL regular season. Our goal is to get to 40,000 by the end of the regular season. We're currently at 36,000. It's not bad. I mean, we've been growing like crazy. We gained almost 2,000 new subs in our last watch party alone. So just shout out to everybody who's joined our family and who's become a part of the squad. 36,000 doesn't happen on accident. So lock us in, join our family, and help us reach 40,000 subs if you are a real one and you are a diehard Saints fan. So first trade target, it's a name that's been quite highly discussed, and it's a pretty interesting discussion topic. Haason Reddick. For me, it's not that I dislike Haason Reddick as a player. I actually think he's pretty damn good, but he's a player that I have concerns around. And to be quite honest, he's always been one of those guys who's had really, really good sack production, but when it comes down to it, there are a lot of reports, there's a lot of discussion, there's a lot of chatter that some of his really high sack production comes because he's just going after the passer. He's not actually executing his assignments. He's not actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's just rushing the passer. I will say this. When you have 1 year left on a current contract, you're seeking more money. You still haven't reported to the Jets. Like, shoot, man, might as well give him a call and see what's happening. Last season, 11 sacks for the Philadelphia Eagles, 23 quarterback hits. I mean, guys, like, no one could benefit more from this kind of production than the New Orleans Saints defense. I genuinely believe when it comes down to the Saints defense, the biggest issue, it's not the pass protection. Or not pass protection. It's not the coverage, the pass coverage. It's not the linebackers. It's the defensive line. If they can get home and turn those pressures into sacks, then, hey, this isn't a conversation. This isn't even a video. But here we are. Haason Reddick, I wouldn't mind that move. Azeez Ojulari is another player that we're going to discuss. He's actually one of the younger players in this list. He's a good player, man. And when it comes to the New York Giants, I could see him actually sticking around in the Big Apple because Kayvon Thibodeau, he is considered week to week with a wrist injury. So, you know, if he does come back sooner rather than later and he doesn't miss a beat, having that duo of Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau is awesome. In 2021, his rookie season, 8 sacks. 2022, he had 5.5. In 2023, 2.5. He was dealing with some injuries, but that's fine. I'm in the camp of give Azeez Ojulari a call. Give the Giants a call. See what's happening. The Saints do not get a lot of sacks. They get 2.8 per game. Not good. Their pressure rate, also, it's league average. Got to be better. You have to be better. There's no excuse. There's no choice. If you want to win football games in a professional manner and in a professional league, you're going to have to get sacks. Like, that's something that just all Super Bowl winning teams are among the top in sack production. I'm not saying they are the top. I'm saying they are amongst the top. Got to be better. Now, predict it for me. Not to predict the score. Predict the future. Will the New Orleans Saints make a trade before the deadline? Historically, they're not a team that's active. That's a fact. But this year, I have reason to believe that they actually might be trying to make something happen, whether it's an edge rusher, whether it's a receiver, or another position in need. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Just give me a yes or a no down below. And it also, in the comment section, if you guys want to take advantage of this opportunity to click the link in the Game Time link, the pinned comment was that question. Will the Saints make a trade? So under that comment, I have the link to Game Time, and it's a link to get you set up with $20 off your first purchase. Game Time is the best ticketing app in the whole wide world, and it is so user-friendly. It's such an easy app to navigate, and it's so convenient because prices actually get lower as the event gets closer. Using our code CHATSPORTS, that's code CHATSPORTS, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. It filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Friendly reminder to download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Like I said, you were sharing your thoughts in the comment section. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Just find the link, hit it, check it out. Go buy yourself a ticket. Go get a new Christmas present for your girlfriend, or go get some seats at a game for you and the fellas. Terms do apply. Use code CHATSPORTS, $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. All right, Za'Darius Smith is a player that I think the Saints might be interested. I'm not going to say might be interested in. I'm going to say more so might be worth a call. When it comes to the Cleveland Browns, they are not good. That is a shocking development. I don't know what's more shocking. The New Orleans Saints started off so hot and are so bad now, or that the Cleveland Browns didn't really make a lot of changes to their roster and they're really bad. This was a team last year under Joe Flacco and made the playoffs. Did some good damage in the playoffs. He is on a one-year deal with Cleveland, so it's not like you have to give him any money in the future or anything. He did just turn 32, though, so he is up there in the age column. But so far this season, 3 sacks would be good for third in sack production for the Saints. I mean, this is a player in 2023, he had 5.5 sacks. 2022, he had 10 sacks. 2021, he only had one game played because he had an injury with the Packers. But in 2020, 12.5. 2019, 13.5 sacks. I'm not saying that he's going to go put up 12, 13 sacks. I'm not even saying he's going to get 10. But to get 7 or 8, goodness, that would be really convenient, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome. So maybe Za'Darius Smith is worth a call. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say this. It's not happening. This is a very unlikely one. Before you guys start writing this off as clickbait and saying that I just put clickbait videos out there, let me explain myself here. It's not going to happen. This is Maxx Crosby is the only player on the Las Vegas Raiders that I truly do believe is untouchable. He is the only guy on the roster I think that they have absolutely no intention of ever letting leave the Raiders. I don't think they'll ever trade him away. I don't think they'll ever cut him. I think that they're going to do everything in their power to keep him within the organization for his entire career. And he strikes me as a guy who wants to be, just like Cam Jordan, a one-teamer, a one-team-for-life kind of guy. And why did I include him? It's not likely, but I'll tell you what, man, that Raiders front office and that Raiders organization just as a whole is utter shambles right now. They want to hit the reset button, and they really want to hit a reset button, get a really good reset. Maxx Crosby's worth it. He is one of the best defensive ends in the National Football League, and the production backs that up. With Maxx Crosby, this is not a trade that you just give away a couple picks. No, this is you trade away multiple first-round picks, probably a couple players. Like, this is one that you do to go all in right now on him. This is not a trade that you make if you're trying to, reset as the New Orleans Saints. This could give a lot of capital to the Raiders if they do make this trade happen. They will not. Again, I don't think it's likely, but when it comes to the possibility or why we're even discussing him, look, the Raiders really could try and massively turn things around and reset things and get rid of all their good players, get a ton of draft capital, get all their money off the books. Maybe that's something they're looking to do. I don't think it is, but hey, Maxx Crosby, I would be remiss to say if I didn't want to say, or I would be ridiculous if I said I didn't want him on my team. All right, so let's talk about the youngest player on this list, Travon Walker. Why does that name sound familiar? Now, you might be thinking that to yourself. Well, if you go back in time to 2022, Aiden Hutchinson was the consensus number one for months. I mean, I'm talking months. Then all of a sudden, Travon Walker out of nowhere started getting a lot of buzz and started getting chatter as the first overall pick. And before you know it, he's the number one overall pick. And Aiden Hutchinson stays in Michigan and goes to the Lions. Kind of a crazy thing how it all worked out. Can't tell me that there wasn't a script involved there. Just kidding. But anyway, hey, man, this is the number one overall pick. And the Jaguars are terrible. They literally might be the worst team in football right now. I expect them to be sellers when it comes to trade deadline time. Benefit for the Saints, if you do trade for him, I think you could get, or not, I think, you will be getting him the rest of this season. Then you get him all next year as well. So that's something that's worth thinking about. And it's not like you have to spend a lot of money on him. He's on a rookie contract. And look what he did last year. 10 sacks, 19 quarterback hits. He's on pace to do way better than that already this year. So I could see the Jaguars opting to not trade him. I could see them being like, no, he's a cornerstone piece on the defensive side of the ball that we will not move off of. But I will say this. Jags are a poorly run organization. They've always been a poorly run organization. So maybe, just maybe, the New Orleans Saints could take advantage of poor ownership, and the Saints could take advantage of the Jags trying to be sellers. I think that that's something that the Saints should make a call for. Travon Walker, I'm high on him. I think that he would be a really good addition for New Orleans. Now, I give you 5 players. Again, Maxx Crosby, probably not going to happen, but I wanted to include him in the video just for the sake of it, for the conversation aspect of it. Who do you want to trade for? Give me an edge rusher. Get creative. Have fun. Want to go above and beyond? Give the trade package. I don't mind you guys taking the extra step and being a general manager. Have some fun. Get down in the comments. Let me know. And y'all stay golden. We will be seeing you next time. All righty. Will the New Orleans Saints make a trade before the deadline? Yes or no? Yes or no? We did get some super chats that rolled in, so we're going to pop those up here momentarily. Just bear with us. Jason Pierre-Paul from AFX. Josh Allen would be a beast. That would be cool. That is edge rusher Josh Allen, not quarterback Josh Allen, for the record. Quarterback Josh Allen would – I would cry. I would cry if we had him. This season sucks for me. Yeah, man. It's not going well. Those first 2 weeks were fun, though. That was great. Jay, $2 donation. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for your donation. Jay, is he a first-timer? No, he's a third-timer. Wait. Yeah, he's a first-timer. Jay is a first-time super chatter. Show some love to Jay. Show some love to Jay. Yeah, Rose City, I'm kind of I was wondering what that was about, too. All righty. We're going to get into the Myles Garrett. That could be a fun name to look out for. Damn, I should have included him instead of Za'Darius Smith. What the fuck was I thinking? Za'Darius Smith is more realistic than Myles Garrett, but, dude, Myles Garrett would be nuts. You'd also have to pay him a lot of money, though, because he's not a cheap player. Sean Payton loves Saints players. A.T. Perry is with the Broncos. Yes, that is true, Young Hitta. AFX says you're not touching my Myles Garrett. Well, AFX, maybe I will. Maybe I will trade for Myles Garrett. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Just kidding. I'm messing with you. Fun fact, AFX, for those of you who don't know, I, for a while, was the producer for our Browns Report channel on their weekly live show. And AFX and I would always be chopping it up, talking ball and stuff. So it's fun to see AFX showing love here as well. He says, I haven't even been here in a while. Hey, I know. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. Pat Surtain, I mean, not an edge rusher, but he's really good. That'd be cool. All righty. Wide receiver trade targets. We're going to get into it. But first things first, an update around Davante Adams. And, yes, let me pull that script up. Thank you for saying that. Oh, yeah. No, as soon as I was like, oh, no, I'll milk this. We're good. All righty. Can we still get Davante Adams? I have some updates for you. If you want the Davante Adams latest updates, do me a favor. Type me right now. Type me. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want Davante Adams updates? We got some news, and we also got some trade rumors. I'm seeing Jacob, Josh the Great, Lil Weezy, Ty Man, Akeem, Mr. Filmer, Justin, Durrell, Justin, Felton, SPDZ Prods, B Jammin, Andre, Alex. Alrighty. Let's get into it. Terry, we actually do need a receiver. We have an open spot on the receiver in the receiver room. We definitely need a receiver. Considering the only two receivers that have done literally anything are Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. There's literally only been two receivers that have done anything. Actually, I want to pull this up. Before we start, I gotta look at something here. Let's look at this receiving stats for New Orleans right now. The leading receivers: Rashid Shaheed, and then Chris Olave, and then Alvin Kamara, and then Juwan Johnson, and then Foster Moreau, and then Mason Tipton, then Jamal Williams, then Cedric Wilson, then Taysom Hill. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your top 5 receiving players, 2 of them are wide receivers. 1 of them's a running back, and 2 of them are tight ends. Your running back 2 has more receiving yards. Granted, it's by 1, but more receiving yards than one of your free agency wide receiver additions. So, yeah. And then you also let A.T. Perry go. You waived A.T. Perry, and he's now with the Broncos. So, yeah, Saints need a wide receiver. I don't know why you guys could say. I don't know how anybody could say that they don't. They simply do. They quite literally and quite simply they need a wide receiver. It's just point blank period. If you disagree, I'm so sorry. You're gonna hate this next segment. Mike Thomas will not be coming home. He is not coming home. The Saints will not sign Mike Thomas as long as Dennis Allen and Derek Carr are in town. It won't. He talks so much shit about the team. He talks so much shit about the players. He talks so much shit about the organization. He talks so much shit about the media, the people who cover the team. The bridge hasn't been burned. It's been freaking nuked. I mean, the bridge is Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's both of those nuclear bombs. That's what that is. It is not ever going to happen so long as Dennis Allen, as long as there's any sort of leadership in this team or in this current coaching regime still around. It will not happen. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes I have to be, unfortunately. Okay. Also, Saint for life. No, absolutely the fudge not. What we're not going to do is talk about signing Devin White. He sucks. If you want Devin White on this team, just keep that opinion to yourself. He's not good. He's not good at all. He is terrible. He's one of the most overrated players in the league. He's not good. We do not want him. I would rather roll the dice with Anthony Orji and Jalen Ford than bring in Devin White. Because that means I'm spending money I don't necessarily have on production that's not going to come. Sound familiar? It's the entire team right now. Entire team right now. Bub Means has not gotten a catch. Bub Means also has not even been targeted once. So that's where Bub Means is. He hasn't done anything. Bring back Teron Armstead, you'd have to trade for him. And to be honest, no. He's hurt too. The injury, yeah, that's the whole reason we got rid of him and it was okay to let him leave because he was hurt all the time. Like, no. Get old, injured players. I'm not. I love you guys, but I'm just not. Simply not. George Pickens, I mean, that could be a fun one, but attitude, man. Like, if people said Mike Thomas was a cancer, so is George Pickens. He's good, but the dude's a freaking hothead, and he's a diva, man. He's a diva. He's a guy who, the second we start trying to be creative with the cap space, and be like, no, I want all my money or I'm traded. Give it all to me right now or I'm out. I want all of it fully guaranteed or I'm out. Like, that's what I get from him. Hunter Renfrow, absolutely not. He's not good. Nope. No to Hunter Renfrow. Absolutely not. We're not signing Hunter Renfrow. I do not want to sign Hunter Renfrow. If we do sign Hunter Renfrow, fine. But I don't think it's a good move. He's washed. He's not good. T. Higgins, hey, be jamming. Those are all players that I mentioned. Fun fact. A.T. Perry is unhealthy and probably didn't know the playbook. I don't think that's the case. I think he was unhealthy, and I think that there was just they didn't think that he could fit well with what they were trying to have him do. I don't know. Maybe it was a playbook. I'm not really here to talk about players that aren't on my team anymore, though, because we got other things to talk about. So let's get into it. Trade updates around Davante Adams, and then some wide receiver trade targets. Saints for life. Jimmy Graham cannot play wide receiver. Play tight end. I'm all for that. Not wide receiver. All right. Tex, whenever you're ready. Latest update around Davante Adams, Saints fans. I will tell you this. This video was filmed Wednesday, October 9th as a part of our weekly live show. I'm currently, while you're watching this video, in Nashville celebrating one of my best friend's bachelor parties. So if there is any updates, if things happen, I'm going to do my best to update you guys with the short form content. I'll try to film a video if I can, but just for transparency's sake, I'm going to be out of town this weekend. But this is the latest around Davante Adams. There's still interest. And just because the Saints have an injured quarterback in Derek Carr, who is the biggest connection to Davante Adams, just because he's injured doesn't impact the interest. And Josina Anderson's still weighing in and here. So two pieces of information. One, the New Orleans Saints are still interested, and reports still indicate that they have been aggressive in pursuing Davante Adams. That is a fact. That is what the reports are. But then this also is kind of interesting here. The Saints there's still potential for other cost value options to be considered for the Saints. So to me, kind of sounds like they're operating as buyers at the deadline. That November trade deadline, I think they're operating as buyers. They're not looking at who can we get rid of, who can we move off, how can we clear cap space, how can we keep rebuilding. That's not what they're doing. It's simply not. And when it comes to the wide receiver group in New Orleans, I just kind of got heated in our live chat because people were telling me we don't need a wide receiver. So when the leading receiving producers on your team, I'm going to read them off in order for you. And tell me how many of these players you see on the screen right now. Rashid Shaheed is number 1. Chris Olave is number 2. Alvin Kamara is number 3. Juwan Johnson's number 4. Foster Moreau at 5. Mason Tipton at 6. Jamal Williams, your running back 2, has more receiving yards than Cedric Wilson. And then lastly, you have Taysom Hill. So, yeah, I'm going to just be in the camp of the Saints need a wide receiver. A.T. Perry is no longer on the roster because he was waived, and the Denver Broncos signed him to their practice squad. So you lose out on a tall, athletic, playmaking machine. I thought it was a terrible move to let him go. I thought it was a terrible move to not make him active on game day. And quite frankly, I'm upset. Bub means no stats, no targets, no production. He hasn't done anything yet. So the Saints need a wide receiver. And I will say this, the Saints may be one of those teams that are frustrating when it comes to money and frustrating when it comes to how they operate, but I will give them credit. They're not just going to fold. They're going to try and stay competitive. And that's something that, as a fan, I'm like, you know what? Can't be mad at all that. So if you want the New Orleans Saints to improve this season, I need you to do me one favor. That's like this video. Can we get to 500 likes? 500 thumbs up. And I bet this team finds massive improvements over the course of the next few weeks. So what we're going to do for the rest of the video is dive into some trade targets that the Saints could possibly trade for, starting off with DeAndre Hopkins, who with the Tennessee Titans, they actually did add to their wide receiver group, bringing in Calvin Ridley. But in terms of DeAndre Hopkins this year, he has 10 catches. He's been targeted 14 times, 121 yards, and the touchdown. So for him, I wouldn't be upset with getting him in New Orleans when the Saints were when he was available last year. I was in the camp of go get him. It would be a lot of fun. And I think that a quality veteran like D-Hop, he's not the player he once was, but a quality veteran like D-Hop could make a big impact. Ja'Marr Chase. That's the second player. We've actually talked about him on the channel a couple of times. Mikey Taylor, shout out to you. You guys might be thinking this is ridiculous. You might have already tried to click out of the video, but I'm here to tell you that he actually could be traded. Ja'Marr Chase has no plans to negotiate long-term deals with the Bengals this season. This was a report coming from Adam Schefter in September, like right after week 1. So, I'm kind of in the camp of if Ja'Marr Chase wants to get traded, the Bengals are one of the most poverty-ridden franchises ever. They do not spend money. It's actually incredible how cheap they are. Jamar's available. Make a call. No, don't be stupid. Go make the call. Go trade for Ja'Marr if he's available. Amari Cooper, he's another wide receiver that is available. Similar to the Titans, the Browns have been bad. They have started off horrendously slow. And Amari Cooper is a player who over the course of his career has been very reliable, and he's been sneaky one of the better players in the National Football League at the wide receiver position. This season, 20 catches, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that right there is really beneficial, and that right there is better than what we've been getting from a lot of our receivers on the roster right now. So, Amari Cooper, I don't hate it. I mean, standing at 6'1", 211 pounds, he's 30 years old, but still putting up good numbers. Jaylen Waddle, he is a player, a fast player. If you want to add some more speed to this roster, maybe he could be a player that the Saints go and look for. The Dolphins, we don't know necessarily what's going to happen with Tua. We don't know if he's coming back. Since he hasn't been available, the Dolphins' offense is horrendous. It's atrocious. I honestly was not high on Tua, but it is crazy how much of an impact he has on that Dolphins offense. Jaylen Waddle might be a player that the Dolphins look to possibly trade away come trade deadline. If they're not playing well, hey, I'm kind of in the camp of go get another wide receiver like Waddle. Tyler Lockett, he might be the best, the most sneaky wide receiver, one of the more sneaky wide receiver twos in the league. And for Tyler Lockett, he has a long history of really good production. Just looking at his career stats right now, he has never averaged less than 10.5 yards per catch. Never in his career has averaged less than 10.5 yards per catch. He is he scores a lot of touchdowns. He has a lot of yards. And he's a reliable player. He's been in the league since 2015, 32 years old. Old player. Definitely up there in the age column. But I don't think we can be too picky when it comes to getting players. And Tyler Lockett actually might be a good player to go bring in. Now, really quick, I got, 10 more trade targets, Tex? I got 10 more wide receivers the Saints could trade for. But I want to dive into today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks makes your game viewing experience so much better, and it enhances game day every single week, no matter what. If it's football, basketball, hockey, esports, whatever it is, PrizePicks is the app for you. And when you use code CLNS after downloading the PrizePicks app, you'll actually get $50 instantly when you play $5. PrizePicks offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value for your lineups. This is the lineup I'm rolling with. Bucky Irving, I actually have him going more against the New Orleans Saints defense because our rush defense is atrocious. Jaden Daniels has lit the league on fire. I'm taking the more on his passing yards. He makes me feeling nicey. Whoo! And on top of that, George Kittle, I'm going with more. I just need him to find the end zone one time. So if you want to fade my picks, you want to tail my picks, I don't care. Just do it on PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Reminder, it's code CLNS on PrizePicks. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Shout out to PrizePicks. Run your game. So this is, in my opinion, the best wide receiver 2 in the league. T. Higgins is really, really good. He's playing on the franchise tag this year for Cincinnati. 18 catches, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, this is a player who I think could be really good for quite a while in New Orleans. 25 years old. Give him a call. Like, if you can't go get Jamar, try and fleece him for T. Again, Bengals, not a well-run organization. John Metchie the third, as they say. Very interesting career for him. And he missed some time early in his career due to some health issues with, I believe it was skin cancer, if I remember correctly. Not a lot of production. Only 2 years. He had 16 catches last year, 158 yards, 9.9 yards per catch, no touchdowns. But he also is a player who stands at 6'0", 195 pounds. Maybe he can add some speed. Maybe he can operate in the slot for you. Maybe it's one of those things he just needs to get a good opportunity. I mean, the Houston Texans have a phenomenal wide receiver group, including Nico Collins, who just got placed on IR, Xavier Hutchinson, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, just to name a few. So John Metchie, I think, is the odd man out. So if the Saints want to go and try and get a player from a good team, John Metchie might be the answer. Friendly reminder, subscribe for more news, rumors, live shows, and all sorts of fun updates. I mentioned it earlier in the video, I believe. This video was filmed as a part of our live show. I'm in Nashville right now. So even when I'm out of town, I'm giving you guys coverage. So be sure to subscribe, lock us in. We're trying to beat the Vikings chat or the Vikings channel in subscribers. They have been crushing it this month. Shout out to Patrick Seatman. Guys, they're about to pass us in subscribers. Don't let that happen. Don't let it happen. Hit the sub button right now. All right, Mike Williams, a player for the New York Jets that the Saints could possibly trade for. I mean, with the Jets, it seems like the wide receiver trade rumors are pretty much Davante Adams, and that's kind of it. But Mike Williams is a player that maybe the Jets offload. They've already fired head coach Robert Saleh. They're not playing well. I'm kind of in the camp of if he's available, just kick the tires. Romeo Doubs, though. He is a player who I actually was pretty surprised and pretty impressed with thus far in his career. I think he could be useful in New Orleans. 6'2", 204 pounds. He 12 catches, 169 yards. He hasn't found the end zone yet, but man, I wouldn't mind bringing his production into New Orleans and into the black and gold. 8 touchdowns last year, 11.4 yards per grab. Yeah, that's something that I want to see. Treylon Burks. Woo MF pig. That's all I got to say with this one. Just kidding. No, real talk, though. He hasn't been good to start off his career. That is a fact. But I spent a lot of time watching Treylon Burks because I was at college the same time he was at the University of Arkansas. I was an Arkansas graduate, or I am an Arkansas graduate. I mean, guys, he is exactly the mold of what you would want in an ex-receiver. 6'2", 225 pounds. He's only 24 years old. He's, again, a very underwhelming career, no doubt about it. But change of scenery, better quarterback play, better play calling. Like, the Titans aren't good. They're not being run well whatsoever. And ever since he joined the league, they haven't really been run well at all. They've had a new GM, new head coaches, like just, multiple different quarterbacks. Like, it's kind of my point. I think Treylon Burks, a change of scenery, could be good for him. Am I reaching with this one? Maybe a little bit. Is he affordable? Absolutely. And could he make an impact? No doubt about it. So let me know. What do you think about the Saints offense? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they, somewhere in the middle? Or are they somewhere outside of that? Like they're amazing or they're like literally the worst football team that's ever existed? I don't think either of those are the case. I think they're a good team that's poorly ran and shoots themselves in the foot. Quite frankly, I think that's what it is. So let me know. Are they good or are they bad in the comment section? Diontae Johnson, this is a trade I don't think will happen. But, the Panthers, they're not good. We saw an interdivision trade with Jahan Dotson going from the Commanders to the Eagles. I would have said it's impossible, but after that trade happened, who knows, maybe. Ejijah Moore, another Cleveland Browns wide receiver. I think he's a sneaky player. I think he could be a good low-end wide receiver 3 or high-end wide receiver 3 or something like that for the Saints because you don't really need you need a true wide receiver 2 to step up and be that guy because Rashid Shaheed, I love him to death, but his best play is run fast and throw the ball far. That's the best play with him on the field. So Ejijah Moore might be able to offer some good football for you as well. Darius Slayton, this is a player who, I don't think the Giants are going to be looking to trade away any of their players right this second. They're kind of turning things around right now. A few weeks ago, I would have said, yeah, absolutely. They're looking to offload players. But 18 catches, 244 yards, 1 touchdown. Drafted just a couple of years ago in the 5th round out of Auburn. Maybe he's a player who could offer a little bit to the Saints offense. I'm not high on Slayton, but to be honest, the Saints just need a wide receiver. Kendrick Bourne. I've had Kendrick Bourne, fun fact, on one of my fantasy teams for like 2 years now in one of my keeper leagues. And good God, he hasn't done like anything. He's been hurt his entire career, it feels like. The past 2 seasons, 8 games played. This year, he's only had 1 game played. Last year, he had 4 touchdowns. Not bad. It's got to be on the field, though. The best ability is availability. So Kendrick Bourne, an option. I'm not saying it's a great option. But Christian Kirk is the last one that we're going to talk about in today's video. Christian Kirk's production over the course of his career has always been pretty solid. I think he could be a good little slot option for the Saints. 5'11", 200 pounds. He actually, I'm looking at his player headshot right now, looks exactly like Mason Tipton. They look like they could be cousins. Fun fact. 21 catches, 257 yards, and a touchdown this season. Through the course of his career, he's always been a reliable target, averaging more than 10 yards a catch every single season. And, when it comes down to it, the Saints need playmakers, and the Saints need wide receiver help. And again, not all of those are great options. I don't love every single one of them. Not all of them are even that realistic, but the Saints need help. So I went through 15 wide receivers. It's your turn to give me one. It can be one of those 15 that I named. It can be a different one. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Share them below. And as always, Saints fans, y'all stay golden. We will see you next time. All righty. Kadarius Toney, absolutely not. Bumper Pool, yes. We do need Bumper Pool. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Or Ivan Pace, my sweet prince. Keenan Allen, maybe it's an option. Jalen Hyatt, maybe an option. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, I'm okay. All righty. Texter, I think it's about time to call it a day. I think it's about time. Saints fans, I appreciate all of you for hanging out and rocking and rolling with us today. I do got to sign off. Got to get packed up for Nashville. Got to get the content scheduled out for you and all that fun stuff. So I really do appreciate everyone for hanging out the past hour and some change that we've been live. White is saying Davante Adams just got traded to the Saints. That's hysterical. You don't think that I would know that if it happened? You don't think I would be the first one to know that? I promise you, I'm all over that. So no, that didn't happen. All righty, guys. I will be in Nashville, like I said. If you guys want to help me buy the Bachelor a drink, some of y'all have my Venmo, so help me buy the Bachelor a drink. It'd be kind of fun. I'll say it's from Saints fans, and you get to pick the beverage too. That's not how that works. It's my best friend. He didn't get to pick his drink on his own Bachelor trip. Absolutely not. All righty. No, he didn't get traded. Kermit, Adams did not get traded. It didn't happen. Don't believe anything you see in it. I'll tell you this. Don't believe anything you see on the internet. Believe even less that you see in a YouTube live stream or in a live chat. Nothing in the YouTube live chat's real. All right, Saints fans, thank you so much. I will be back Saturday. We will be live Sunday. Don't worry about it. I made sure I was home for you guys. So we will be hanging out on Sunday, an hour before kickoff. I'll see you guys there. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.